Class 9, Geography, Chapter 4, Climate. Inside this chapter, we will discuss about that why we wear woolen clothes in the month of December and January, why we feel extremely hot in the month of May, or why it's rain in the month of June and July. So I hope so at the end of this chapter you will understand about this all reason why this all happened just because of climate of India. So let's start now. Inside this chapter, we will discuss about the climatic diversity of India, factors affecting climate of India. Then we will see the seasons, next distribution of rainfall, and at last we will see the monsoon as a unifying bonds. First topic is weather. Weather refers to the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. So students, whether it means whatever you see outside of your window, it might be it's sunny or it's rainy or it's cloudy. So that particular time what you are seeing, that is your weather. Weather always change. It can change within a minute or within an hour or within some days. But when we are talking about this climate, that climate refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time, more than 30 years. So, especially when geographers refer about this climate, they used to study for more than 30 years about that country, and then afterwards they say that what is the particular climate of that particular area. So the climate of India is described as the monsoon type. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausim, which literally means season. So the monsoon refers to the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year. So when this wind move their just turn their direction in a particular year or within a year, every year they just change their seasonal direction, that only known as monsoon. Students, when we will discuss about our own country, we having so many climatic diversity as when we are talking about in the month of June. So we can see near this Rajasthan area, the temperature is 55 degrees centigrade. On that same place near this Arunachal Pradesh, the temperature is just 19 degrees centigrade. Next, when in the month of December, near this Trivandrum, the temperature is just 20 degrees centigrade, but on that same time in Jammu and Kashmir, the temperature is minus 45 degrees centigrade in Dras area. Next, when we are talking about the area in the desert diurnal range, temperature is 30 degrees centigrade in daytime, or the changes between day and night. The same way in Kerala, the temperature difference is just 8 degrees centigrade. It means in the night and daytime, the temperature varies a lot in Rajasthan area, but near the coastal areas, the temperature varies very less. Next, when we are talking about this Jaisalmer area, they receives very less rainfall, less than 20 centimeter, or you can say just 9 centimeter rainfall. That same place near Arunachal Pradesh, or we can say the Meghalaya state, inside this there is a place Cherrapunchi and Mawsynram that receives the heaviest rainfall all over the world, that is 1080 centimeter rainfall. So this Mawsynram area receives the maximum rainfall in all over the world, that is 1080 centimeter rainfall. So these all areas are there in our country, and you can see so many diversity is there. Some places receives very less rainfall, other area receives maximum rainfall. Some areas having extremely cold temperature, some areas having moderate temperature. So we are going to discuss about this all diversity. Next, we are going to discuss about the factors affecting Indian climate. It's mainly described in two different areas, as like the related to location and relief, and the another hand side related to air pressure and wind. So let's start now. So the first one is latitude. Latitude, it's totally depend on that area where any country is situated. So we know that our country having both type of climate, tropical and subtropical. So that line that divides our country in two equal parts, that is Tropic of Cancer. So that portion which is just down of this Tropic of Cancer receives more or sunlight, but due to these coastal areas, they having less heat in this area. That same way, due to far away from this ocean, above of this Tropic of Cancer having high temperature, and this area receives less rainfall. Next we have the Himalaya. The Himalayan is working as the climatic barrier. So we know that in the northern portion of this our country we have the Himalayan mountain, and whenever this monsoon wind comes, they collide with this Himalayan mountain and they give rest of the rainfall in our country. On the other hand side, we have cold wind which comes from the Siberian countries, and they don't allow, this mountain does not allow this cold winds to enter in our country, and that's the reason our country's temperature never falls so much extremely in minus, just because of this Himalayan mountain. So the Himalayan mountain is working like a barrier distribution of land and water. So that area which is closer to the coastal areas, we know that in the another one side we having Bay of Bengal, another hand side we having Arabian Sea, and in south we having Indian Ocean. So that area which is far away from this ocean feel low pressure in summer, and in winter season feel high pressure. But that area which is close to the coastal areas, they having moderate climate in winter and in summer. Distance from sea. Coastal areas have equable climate, whether as interior parts have extreme climate. So that area which is near the coastal areas as like Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, these all area having moderate climate. They never feel extremely cold or extremely hot. But when we're talking about Delhi, Shimla, they're having extremely hot climate in the month of May, or extremely cold climate in the month of December and January. So they're having extremely cold and hot because they are far away from the coastal areas. Next we have altitude. Temperature decreases from low to high altitude. So near this Agra, the temperature is 16 degrees centigrade in January. That same time in Darjeeling, the temperature is 4 degrees centigrade. Just because of this difference came because this Darjeeling is situated in the high altitude, and this Agra, it is in a low altitude. So this is the difference. Just because of this altitude, the temperature varies. Next we have relief. We know that in the western part we having Western Ghat. So this Western Ghat are higher than the Eastern Ghat. So whenever this wind, monsoon winds come, they collide with this Western Ghat and give the maximum rainfall in the Western Ghat size. So they receive the high rainfall. And just opposite of that area, that pink color shows us right now that they receives low rainfall. And that's why this area come under the rain shadow area. So they receive very low rainfall. And why this difference came? Just because of this relief. We know that the Western Ghat are higher, and whenever the winds come, they collide with the Western Ghat and give most of the rainfall towards the western side. And just because of this, when in the east, just little bit difference of this Western Ghat, when we'll go little bit more after crossing this Ghat area, we will see they are receiving hardly any rainfall just because of this relief portion. Next we have surface wind. There is a line that known as ITCZ, which is close to this equator. So 0.5 degree north and 0.5 degrees south, that area comes under the intertropical convergence zone. So this area where winds move every year, all over the year, when just this both winds are moving just because of the rotation of the earth. So when these winds move, they collide and they mixed up near the equator area. So that northern hemisphere winds were known as northeast trade wind, and in southern hemisphere were known as southeast trade wind. So they both wind comes and merge there near the intertropical convergence zone. And you can see your country which is located in the northern hemisphere. So this is the main convergence zone where both the winds are coming and merging near the ITCZ, which is known as intertropical convergence zone. So this wind in the northern hemisphere move towards their right and in southern hemisphere move towards their left. And these both winds come and join there near the equator. That area were known as intertropical convergence zone. Next we have jet stream in winter. So this jet stream that moves in particular height. So these are a narrow belt of high altitude. So the westerly winds in the troposphere, their speed varies from about 110 km per hour in summer to about 184 km per hour in winter. A number of separate jet streams have been identified in our country. The most constant are mid-latitude and are subtropical jet streams. So these jet streams are the upper air circulation in this region is dominated by the westerly flow. An important component of this flow is the jet stream. Next you can see in summer how these winds move. So first it's moving from the upper portion of the Himalaya, and while returning it's moving from the near the peninsular part of our country. So this is the flow of jet stream in our country according to this summer and winter. In winter their speeds are much more higher, near 184 km per hour in winter, and in summer the speed is 110 km per hour. Next we have western disturbance. So near this Mediterranean Sea, you can see that how the air circulate, and from this area they move towards the Indian continent. So just because of this, they were known as the western disturbance. This disturbance came from the western side, from the Mediterranean Sea, from that area, whatever the news or different changes which occur in our climate. Next we have El Nino effects. El Nino, it means we are talking about the southern oscillation. In a simple word, El Nino is a Spanish word meaning the child or the baby Christ. Inside this, the name is given just because of this. It is a change which occur after 2 or 5 years. So that area near this Peru region having cold climate comparatively with that area near this Indian continent having hot climate. But after this 2 to 5 years, a little bit change occurred in this climate, and near this Peru region, that humble cold current, this area gives extremely cold near this Peru region, and they feel extremely cold. So the circulation of this wind move in different direction, and just because of this, near this equatorial region, that wind unable to move towards the Indian continent, and they give less rainfall or they delay the monsoon in our country. So this delay occur when we will discuss about the last, that was in the year of 1990, there was a delay in monsoon just because of this El Nino. Next we have southern oscillation. So according to this wind, this normally the trade winds and strong equatorial currents flow. As like this area near Tahiti, and the another side we having Darwin in Australia. So these two different areas where the temperature fluctuate. Before it was different and afterwards it's changed. So when we are talking about the difference in pressure over Tahiti, which is located in the Pacific Ocean, and the Darwin in the northern Australia is computed to predict the intensity of the monsoons if the pressure differences were negative. It could mean below average and late monsoons. So just because of this differentiation, it's delay the monsoon in our country. Next, we are going to discuss about the season. So mainly we can categorize the seasons in cold weather, hot weather, southwest monsoon and retreating monsoon. Let us discuss each of them individually. Cold weather season. Cold weather season, in a simple word, we can say the winter season. So in this winter, we know that it extends from December to January. Vertical sun rays shift towards southern hemisphere, and that's the reason we feel cold here in our country. North India experience intense cold weather as the season is not well defined in South India. So in South India, they don't have so much climate variations, but in North India, we feel extremely cold. Light wind blow makes the season pleasant in South India. An occasional tropical cyclone visit eastern coast in this season. So near this Orissa or Andhra Pradesh, near this coastal area, cyclone occurs in this area in winter season. You can see here in the month of January, the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade in south, then it's 20 degrees centigrade. How you can see this temperature is decreasing towards the north. When we are moving from south to north, now it's reached near 15 degrees centigrade, then 10 degrees centigrade, or more if you will go above near the Himalayan portion, the temperature reaches in 5, 4 or minus degrees centigrade. Next, you can see here winter rainfall. So in winter, some areas receives rainfall. So this winter rainfall were locally known as Mahavat, which is beneficial for the Rabi crops. Mainly that area near Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir portion receives rainfall due to western disturbance, and some area in the south receives rainfall due to northeast wind in Tamil Nadu state. Next we have hot weather season. Hot weather season, it extends from March to May month in our country. Vertical sun rays shift towards the northern hemisphere. Temperature rises gradually from south to north. Highest temperature experience in Karnataka in March, Madhya Pradesh in April and Rajasthan in May. So you can see this temperature differences. One side we having 30 degrees centigrade in southern hemisphere, and how we are moving towards the northern hemisphere. Near this Rajasthan, the temperature reach near 48 degrees centigrade. Storms in hot weather season. When we are talking about this hot weather season, we know that we feel extremely hot in the month of May. That is the extremely hot month. Next, there is a wind which blow in the northern hemisphere. That's extremely hot wind that known as Lu. Next, we have another hand side that we known as Kal Baisakhi in West Bengal, Bardoli Chiriha in Assam, mango shower in Kerala and Karnataka region. So this all we are known as pre-monsoon shower, which helps for the ripening of mangoes. So in this Kal Baisakhi, which occur in West Bengal, which brings a lot of thundering and little bit rainfall. Next inside we having southwest monsoon season. It extends from June to September, extends heating in northwest India, creates low pressure region. Low pressure attract the wind from the surrounding region. After having rains for a few days, sometime monsoon fails to occur for 1 or more weeks in known as break in the monsoon. So you can see here in diagram how this low pressure occurs near the northern part of our country. That wind which you can see, southeastern trade winds, come and merge here near the intertropical convergence zone. So how these winds move from southern hemisphere and merging in this near this intertropical convergence zone, but after some time this ITCZ shift towards the northern part of our country near the Tropic of Cancer, and just because of this area having maximum heat, and just because of this the temperature changed their path and started moving towards the Indian continent. So they divide in two different branches. One branch moved towards the Arabian Sea and the another branch moved towards the Bay of Bengal. That wind which come from the ocean sides towards our continent bring a heavy rainfall that only known as monsoon wind. So this monsoon wind brings rainfall in our country. You can see here this Arabian branch brings rainfall and give rainfall in the Western Ghat and then move towards the northern part of our country. And the another hand side, this winds move towards near the Gujarat and Rajasthan state. Another hand side, we having Bay of Bengal branch that move towards the Indian continent and give a lot of rainfall near the eastern states of our country, and then the northern part of our country receives rainfall. So this all rainfalls like this distribute in our country and gives rainfall in different parts of our country. Onset of southwest monsoon. So when we can discuss that in the month of 1st June, the monsoon reached here, then in the 5th June, 10th June, and finally here this 15th July, it's covered most of the part of our country. Now we are going to discuss about the retreating of monsoon. We know that monsoon reached in our country, given a lot of rainfall everywhere. Now that monsoon is going back, so it extends from October to November. Vertical sun rays start shifting towards the northern hemisphere. So the low pressure is shifting from one place to different place. Now the low pressure regions shift from northern part of India towards the south. Owing to the conditions of high temperature and humidity, the weather becomes rather oppressive. This is commonly known as October heat. So you can see here how this low pressure shifted from northern hemisphere towards the south. Withdrawal of monsoon. So finally now monsoon is going back. So first of all, it's moving from the northern part of our country from the month of 7th September, then 15th September, and at last 30th September reached half of the country, and then moving from 7th October till 15th October completed most part of our country. Near the month of November, it's moved from all areas from our islands. Next, we are going to discuss about the distribution of rainfall. So just because of this, when monsoon arrives in our country, give a lot of heavy rainfall that is shown with this black dots line a color. So that area receives maximum rainfall. We know that that area receives from Arabian Sea near the Western Ghat, and this portion receives heavy rainfall just because of Bay of Bengal branch. Next, we having that area receives less rainfall that we have near little bit portion of Jammu and Kashmir, that Leh Ladakh portion, and the other hand side we having Rajasthan portion. Now some areas where they receive rainfall between 100 to 200 centimeter. Now that red color where they are showing they receive rainfall between 50 to 100 centimeter rainfall. Monsoon as a unifying bond. Monsoon is considered as a unifying bond factor because of the following reasons. The effect of monsoon on the Indian subcontinent is quite perceptible. The seasonal alteration of the wind systems and the associated weather conditions provide a rhythmic cycle of seasons. The peninsular plateau, under the influence of the sea from three sides, has a moderate temperature. So this all area near the coastal areas, this peninsular plateau having moderate temperature. The flora and fauna in entire Indian landscape, agriculture, calendar, and the life of the people, including their festivals, everything is depend on the monsoon, and we celebrate according to it. The Himalayas protect the subcontinent from the extremely cold winds from Central Asia. The people of India, especially the farmers from north to south and from east to west, eagerly await the arrival of the monsoon. These monsoon winds bind the whole country by providing water to set the agriculture activities in motion. So without this monsoon wind, it was not possible in our country to do agriculture. Thank you.